This is the largest hydroelectric dam ever built by humanity.
A structure so massive, it reshaped an entire river.
Beside its walls, even giant cargo ships look microscopic.
Deep inside the dam, colossal turbines generate unimaginable power. Every section of this megastructure was built at impossible scale.
For the engineers behind it, failure was never an option.
When the floodgates open, the force unleashed is almost beyond comprehension. But the Three Gorges Dam is more than a wall of concrete. It is one of the most ambitious engineering projects in human history. A megastructure designed to control the mighty Yangtze River. For thousands of years, the Yangtze brought both life and destruction. For thousands of years, the Yangtze brought both life and destruction. Every year, the river threatened millions of lives.
Stretching across China, the Yangtze became both an economic lifeline and a deadly force. Hello. The welding needs to be checked. Let's look at the schematics.
During violent storms, the river transformed into chaos. Cities struggled to survive against unstoppable floods. Old flood barriers collapsed under the immense pressure.
Families were forced to flee rising waters again and again.
China needed a solution unlike anything the world had ever seen. Engineers began designing a structure many believed was impossible. The vision was staggering in scale.
Government leaders approved one of the largest construction projects in history. We need to ensure the timeline remains on track.
Survey teams studied every meter of the Yangtze Valley.
Soon, the first wave of heavy machinery arrived.
Millions of tons of materials had to be transported into the mountains. Temporary industrial cities appeared beside the river.
Engineers worked day and night, solving unprecedented problems. We've cracked it. This is the solution.
The blueprint revealed a megastructure beyond imagination.
And finally, construction began.
Entire mountains had to be blasted apart.
Gigantic excavation machines carved through solid rock. The construction zone stretched for kilometers. Dust and explosions transformed the valley into an industrial battlefield. Thousands of workers operated simultaneously across the site. Year after year, the landscape itself began to change. Massive drilling systems reached deep beneath the riverbed. Heavy transport convoys never stopped moving.
Even at night, construction continued non-stop. Storms constantly threatened the unfinished structure.
Workers endured mud, rain, and dangerous conditions every day. Engineers created enormous diversion channels to redirect the Yangtze. For the first time in history, parts of the river were forced to change course. As the water retreated, the true scale of the project became visible. The valley was transforming into a giant artificial megastructure. Concrete pouring operations continued 24 hours a day. Precision was critical at every stage of construction. Tower cranes lifted steel structures heavier than aircraft. Millions of welded connections held the structure together. Slowly, the giant dam walls rose higher every year. At peak activity, the site resembled a futuristic industrial city. The unfinished dam already dwarfed everything around it. At night, thousands of lights illuminated the massive construction zone. The concrete walls towered like artificial mountains.
But nature continued to fight back. We've got water accumulation in Sector 5. Increase the pumping capacity. We can't afford a delay.
Workers raced to protect equipment during violent storms. Advanced cooling systems prevented the massive concrete structure from cracking. Engineers constantly inspected every critical section of the dam. Eventually, the structure connected both sides of the valley.
The impossible mega-project was nearing completion. Now came one of the greatest engineering challenges of all.
Installing the gigantic hydroelectric turbines. Inside the power station, the scale was overwhelming. For the first time, the turbines began to spin.
The Three Gorges Dam was finally generating power.
But the project also transformed transportation across the Yangtze. Massive ship-lock systems allowed giant cargo vessels to cross the dam. Electricity from the dam powered enormous modern cities across China. Transmission lines carried energy across vast mountain regions. Behind the dam, a gigantic artificial reservoir emerged. Today, millions visit the Three Gorges Dam every year. For the engineers who built it, the structure became a symbol of human ambition. Even from the sky, its scale is almost impossible to comprehend.
The floodgates continue controlling one of Earth's most powerful rivers.
The Three Gorges Dam remains one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements.